Hi, this is Simon Obstill and welcome to this tutorial in which I'm going to show you how to become a motion grandmaster in under 5 minutes so you can dazzle your friends. Well, okay, bit clickbaity, but you're going to find this pretty useful. So let's get going. So to show you how this works, I've made this project which is 1920 by 1080. It's got a frame rate of 24 frames a second and a duration of 10 seconds. So what we're going to do is select the circle tool, draw out a very small circle like this, center it up. Let's maybe make it nice and small. Let's go for a radius of 4. Then let's make a particle system out of it. So object, make particles. Let's just set the birth rate to something pretty high like 300. And let's set the speed to 0. So then let's come over to properties and set up a basic animation for this emitter. We'll add a ramp behavior to the X position. We'll set the start value to -960 and the end value to +960. And then what we'll do is add to the Y an oscillate behavior. And let's set the speed to 100 and the amplitude to 480. So you can immediately see, because I've gone down the timeline, but let's play it. You can see that we've got these irregular, jagged tops to these supposedly smooth sine waves. And there's nothing we can do about that. We can't cheat it by increasing the birth rate, increase the birth rate to 2000. We just make it solid, but it doesn't really help. So what is the reason for those jaggies? Well, actually, it's the frame rate that we chose for the project. That was only 24 frames a second, and 24 frames are not enough to give us a smooth animation. But once we've made our motion project, there's nothing we can do to change the frame rate, or is there? So let me show you the simple cheat. So what we're going to do is we're going to save this project. So let's save it as hack. And then what we're going to do is we're going to navigate to it. So here it is in the Finder, and we're going to right click and we're going to open with, and we're going to look for search text, and we're going to use text edit, the basic text editor. And we're going to open that up. So this rather alarming block of code is quite simply the XML for our motion project. And what we can do with this is that we can edit it to change the frame rate. So let's actually find the section that we want. Let's come to edit, find, or you can use Command F. And then up here in the search bar, we're going to type scene settings. So that's all one word. You can, if you want to be very precise, use a capital S there, but it doesn't matter if you use a lowercase. The only thing it matters is that it's all one word. And you can see that it brings us to this block of code here, which is the scene settings. And you can see we've got our frame size, 1920 by 1080. We've got the duration, which is 240 frames. And a couple of lines later, we've got the frame rate. And this is what we want to edit. So I'm literally just going to delete 24. And I'm going to go with 100. That's given me a new frame rate of 100. And if I now save this, bearing in mind my motion project is open, let's go back to motion and see what's happened. This is the open motion project. I haven't saved or closed it. And you'll notice that now it works perfectly. We've got these lovely smooth tops to our waves, which is exactly what we want. And that's if we come over to the project settings, because we've actually changed the frame rate to 100 frames. But just to reiterate that you can't actually change the frame rate here. Once you've made the project, you're stuck with whatever frame rate you chose. So that little hack is extremely useful. And of course, this is just one example. There are many other instances where changing the frame rate could well be the solution to a problem. And there are other things that once you get used to that Motion XML, you can go in there and start tinkering around and doing some pretty useful stuff with it. But best of all, of course, is that it gives you access to that coveted Grandmaster status. And who doesn't want that? So anyway, thanks for watching. See you again soon.